Between the ages of 11 and 16, the human brain is going through an extremely important phase of development. Alcohol and drugs interrupt this normal mental development. Often these harmful effects on the brain leave invisible but impactful scars for a lifetime. The decisions made under the influence of alcohol and drugs may lead to prison or even death. There is no debate that our culture has made alcohol and drug use popular. Movies, television, and celebrities have painted the picture that alcohol and drug use will enrich your life and is necessary if you want to be popular or escape reality. The reality is that drug rehabilitation centers are filled with young men and adults who followed this advice. They are trying desperately to break the chains of the addiction that has brought them tremendous pain. I, Gary, remember the day I decided to make the decision not to drink alcohol. My grandfather was an alcoholic. My family lived 3 houses from my grandfather, so I saw him often. He was a kind and gentle man when he was not drinking, but he could be critical and mean when he was under the influence of alcohol. On a regular basis, he would walk from his house — he did not own a car — to the place where he joined his buddies to spend the evening drinking and telling stories. At the end of the evening, he had to walk back home, but by this time he was often drunk. I remember the night I heard a knock at the door, and a gentleman I did not know said to my father, "Your dad is drunk and has fallen and is lying by the curb on the street. You better go help him." My dad looked at me and said, "Put your coat on. I need your help." I walked with my dad, not knowing what I would see. But when we arrived, there was my grandfather lying by the curb on the side of the street, babbling meaningless words and speaking harshly to us when we arrived. My dad and I pulled him up and walked him to his house and put him to bed. I walked home with my dad, feeling sorry for my grandfather. That's the night I decided not to drink alcohol. I was 12 years old. My grandfather lived several years after that, but he was never able to break the pull of alcohol. When I think of him today, I still feel sadness. I've always been grateful that I made the wise decision. I, Clarence, had a very different experience. When I was 14, a prestigious college prep school came to our school to recruit students for high school. They selected the young men who ranked 1 through 7 in the 8th grade. Unfortunately, I ranked number 9. I was disappointed and felt rejected. The prep school was impressive, attractive, and free because of the full scholarships they offered. I desperately wanted to go. My family was poor. It seemed like I was always in trouble with my parents, so I was hoping for a new adventure, living away from home. Somehow, I missed out. When my friends who attended the prep school came home for Christmas, I couldn't wait to hear all of their stories about their new school. Physically, I had never set foot on a prep school campus. Mentally, I visited the prep school my buddies attended through their stories. We gathered at my friend's house for our reunion. The prep school guys were gods in the eyes of all of us who weren't in prep school. These gods, who were still our friends, spoke of all the wealth of their school. 3 incredible meals daily in a beautiful cafeteria, classrooms, dorm rooms, gyms, and tennis courts. We hung on their every word. Their prep school was all male, but they spoke of their sister prep school, the beautiful rich girls, and the fun of their social events. My friends, drugs, and me. We were all excited to hear their stories, but what came next I've never forgotten, even to this day. Unexpectedly, they lowered their voices as they began telling us of their experiences with drugs. With eyes wide open, we listened. None of us who were rejected by the prep school had experimented with drugs because we knew if we got caught, our parents would kill us. When we were in junior high, the U.S. government committed to fighting what it called the war on drugs.